This whole video is a literal spoiler from season 6, episode 5 of Supernatural. So I've seen this discussion on the internet that a lot of people blame Sam for a lot of things that happen to Dean. Um, I'm just telling you again, if you haven't watched this episode and you don't want to get spoiled, please don't watch this video because it's a whole lot of spoiler and just don't, okay? I warned you. Now, what I'm trying to talk about is that a lot of people just don't like Sam because they blame him for a lot of bad incidents and like traumas that happen to Dean. Um, and the worst one of them, I think one of the worst ones happened in this episode, which is basically when Sam allows this vampire to turn Dean into another one. When I watched it, I'm not gonna lie to you, I hated Sam for like half a minute. Um, and I mean, you can't really control yourself because you see the scene, it's happening, and we're used to them saving each other all the time. And so, what you expect is that Sam sees this happening and just runs to save Dean. But of course, that's not what he does. He just stands there and watches and smiles as as Dean is turning into a vampire. Now, I'm only on season 6 right now, so I can't really talk about a lot of like the other stuff that's going to happen with Sam. But right now, what I know is that he doesn't have a soul. And so he's basically this machine little robot just wearing Sam's body. And there's nothing really emotionally involved with him. Like he's just brain cells and that's it. Like he is smart still, but he doesn't have emotions, so he doesn't really care about what happens to Dean or anyone else. Now, can you hold him accountable for what happened? Even after he gets his soul back? Like, is it rational to blame Sam for a lot of things that happen, especially this one? The soulless explanation of this season kind of actually made me happy, I think, inside. Because as season 6 starts, you realize that Sam was always back, and he's been back for a year now, and he never went back to Dean. And when I first heard that one, I was like offended because Sam would never do that, because he would know that Dean is struggling and is practically drowning in grief, and he's definitely not happy. And so it would be so just cruel not to go back to him or even call him for like maybe 1 hour in a whole year. But when I found out that he doesn't have a soul and he just doesn't care, I was actually relieved because I was like, okay, real Sam would never do this to Dean. This Sam, he just doesn't know any better. So that's maybe a little bit better for my heart. But as to just realize that whatever happened, is it rational or not to blame Sam? Let's just get back to the reason why he first ended up in the cage at all. He did it to save everyone else. He did it. He sacrificed himself for Dean and for a lot of other people and basically for the world. So you go back to hell, you share a body with Lucifer himself, and when you come back up, some things just don't add up and you blame him for that. I mean, if Sam was really blamable and like a bad person, he wouldn't do that in the first place. He wouldn't say yes, he wouldn't jump in the hole. He wouldn't do anything that Sam always does. And the fact that he even lets Dean to get turned is because he still knows there's a cure. Like he's still like, okay, he's gonna be fine. Like he's not gonna die or anything. He's just gonna get a little bit uncomfortable and like be in pain. Boo hoo. That's how his brain is working right now. You can't blame him. He doesn't have a soul. Sam, kind of in this soulless state, kind of reminds me of Castiel when he first appeared. He was just a vessel, that inside of him was this angel who never expressed emotions and just didn't know what they are. And so he was machinery. He was like, I am here to do this. I don't care about people's feelings and like consequences. I just have to get from A to B. And that's exactly what's happening with Sam. He just doesn't care anymore. But still, he's not a bad person. He's still doing his job, helping people. Yes, collateral damage, blah, blah. He doesn't care, but he's still making sure that things are in place. And so, why the hell are you blaming him for? I don't understand. Yes, he is very, very much pissing me off this season, especially when he looked Dean in the eyes and was just like, I don't really care about anyone or you. I don't care what happens to you. And Dean was like, this is very helpful and comforting. Thank you for sharing, Sam. But at least he's honest and at least he's trying. Okay, he's trying his best. My little baby. I know that a lot of people still blame him for traumas that haunt Dean, because Dean always had to like put him first and protect him, and in that way he got hurt himself. But I don't think you can blame Sam for that. Still, you can blame their dad because he raised them in such a way that Dean just cannot see straight when something is related to Sam. And Sam is trying his best. He's trying to tell Dean that he doesn't need to take all the responsibility all the time, but Dean just does, and it's his choice. Not that it's his choice 100%, because definitely their dad, yeah, he brainwashed the little kid, but at least it's not Sam's fault. It's not Dean's fault. It is John's fault. Okay, repeat after me. It's John's fault. Before I started the show, I was so hyped about John because I just love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and I was just so excited. I was like, I'm gonna love the hell out of their dad. Now that I know what's what, I hate him so much. He was such an absent father and such an asshole of a father. Let's not go there. But whenever you feel the urge to blame someone, do not blame Sam. Please blame John Winchester. Thank you. And I saw this post today that was basically saying that you can't choose one of the boys. You have to love them together because what makes Dean Dean is Sam, and what makes Sam the Sammy we love is Dean. So you can't really separate them because, as unhealthy as it is, they're intertwined and they make each other try at least to be their best version of themselves. So I just don't do that, okay? I don't know. I feel like every day I spend on the internet, I realize something new about this fandom, and I just have to analyze it. And I have so much fun doing this. So there's probably gonna be more of these coming. So stay tuned if you are obsessed with supernatural like I am. But this is what I wanted to express today. Please do not blame Sam for everything you find uncomfortable about Dean, just blame their daddy, okay?